So on Monday, we talked about how when you have a toxic person and they're misbehaving, at the end we got into, and then all of a sudden we start doing more. We start doing more for them because we're trying to get them to see us. Remember the good times. Get me back to the beginning. Let's get back to where we were. And you do everything. Oh my God, I jumped right into this. But I wanted to talk about this because that is where we really, really should pay close attention to what we're giving and what we're bargaining and what we're saying we'll do, what we're saying we'll stop doing. Because then guess what? They leave anyway. They misbehave again anyway. I am not downtrodden. This isn't me screaming about woe is me. What I'm saying is clinically, these personality types, we talked about this a little bit on Monday, they all have a certain thing in common, and that is they will eventually err again if they've erred once, if they are of this toxic nature, be it on the, specifically with this disorder on this channel, right? So you're knocking yourself out. We're going to get into it. I have to back up because I jumped right in, okay? I hear from so many people, I would have done anything. Why didn't he want me? I gave him everything. I would have done anything for him. Her. You got to put your pronoun in. And you know that. We always say that. Make it your own. But that is so disheartening to me when I hear that because I know exactly how they feel. I bargained. I made promises that I knew I was never going to keep. And he tried to do the same thing to make me extend the time I allowed him to be in my life. Because they'll do that too. They're trying to show you. They're going to do everything. He once said to me, I'll give you my phone. You can just have it. I won't even have a phone anymore. That's a bargaining thing. That's a breadcrumbing. That's who's going to do that? It's almost rhetorical that he would even say that aloud. That's how much attention I paid to it. And then you find yourself saying, well, I promise I'll do this from now on. I'll go here with you. I'll stop nagging. I won't ask you anything about your phone anymore. I won't. Like you start bargaining and let your imagination go wild. You start bargaining anything and everything, and you try to look nice all the time and have everything done and be there for him, and you knock yourself out. And we know what I mean in every way. And you give everything, and then they just throw you out. It is their point in their cycle that dictated that throw out, that discard, that cheating on you, that lie, the whatever it is that you found out, right? It's them. It doesn't matter what you did or didn't do or did too much or did too little. And yet the pattern is always they misbehave and we kick it up a notch, the good treatment. Our attitude might be a little off. They know we're hurt. We're not as bubbly. But you're doing everything. And I'm not trying to say they're going to throw you out anyway. That's not what I'm going to say because I don't know when anyone discards anyone. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is they may stay with you for 15 years, but they will have infraction after infraction after infraction while you're knocking yourself out. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're stuck in a situation, because a lot of people are, not everyone can leave. I don't tell people to leave. That's a very personal choice. If you are stuck in a toxic situation, I'm not trying to say slack off, but kinda stop knocking yourself out. It's not going to make a lick of difference. That part I am. Now they'll tell you it is. I notice you've been working out. You look wonderful. Or I notice how you've been trying, honey. You look beautiful every night this week. They're charmers. They can pull out love bombing anytime. Or they might not notice at all and you might not hear anything. The point is whatever you do or don't do is not affecting what they're doing over there. And I just feel really badly when I hear people swimming in that sad place of thinking they could have done more. Or what was it about me? What does the new supply have that I don't? What does she have that I don't? We look up their picture. We want to know what they look like. We want to look. I did that. How do you think I found, you guys know I talked to the old supply. The new supply. Last year's video, you can look that up. But it's natural. We want to know, why did he, I wasn't giving, what couldn't he couldn't have gotten that from me. She's cute, but I'm all right too. Like, what's the problem? We do that. It doesn't matter. Monday we said it doesn't matter what you call them. This video is, it doesn't matter what you do, regardless of what they're telling you. I've never seen or heard of a narcissist suddenly stop having to have this cycle of repeated, yes, it usually starts with repeated people. They see other people behind our back. That is a trait. That's a character trait. They want the reverence, right? So you had a fight. He knows you lost reverence for him. Again, you put your own pronoun in to make the story your own. My romantic pronoun is he, so that's my stories, follow that. So you do something for him more to make him see that you really do forgive him. That could be a hook. I got into that. He was sulking around. You're never going to forgive me. And now I'm knocking myself out to let him know, no, I will. Because I thought I could love the dysfunction out of him. I didn't want him to be sad. So I start doing more and more to let him know, no, it's all right. It's all right. I'm an empath. I'm a codependent. You guys, we've talked about that before. So I'm trying to make sure he's happy after committing an infraction against me. That's rich. I'm telling you guys, I've been in the thick of the weeds of it. And this is a huge, huge thing. It's not little that you have to think about. And don't regret it. Like, I don't sit there and say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have, whatever. I bestowed good upon someone and I feel good about how I held myself. I'm glad I didn't have to follow through on any of the things I was promising or bargaining. That's another thing you do. The trauma bond does that. So you're injured by them, but you're in a trauma bond. We talk about that. There's videos on it. So you want the good, and then you'll get the bad, but you want the good. So infraction, you're hurt, trauma, and now you've got to feel that love bombing. So you're going to try to make it come out of him. So we find ourselves doing good things in response to them doing bad things to us. Isn't that weird? I know. I thought it through. I wrote it down on the whiteboard. You guys know. Yeah, I made a list. I was like, oh my God. Every single time I kicked it up, thinking it was me. I didn't give enough. I wasn't here. And then if they catch on that you feel that way, they'll go, well, yeah, no, you could have done this better. You could have done... I think of it now. He had the nerve to say it, and I had to listen. Don't think that anything that you do is going to change their pattern of behavior if they're dysfunctional or toxic. It's beyond anything that we can guide them. We can't guide them to good. We can't guide them to being better. And you know what we definitely can't guide them to? And I tried, you guys. You guys see how much I can talk. I talked to him to death. I thought he can't possibly come back with anything other than, wow, I got to change that. That doesn't sound good. No. He was just like, I've been like this 40 years. Whoosh, I can't whistle, but in, out. Took in nothing. Anytime, and there's other narcissists I've tried, they don't take in anything. They don't think there's anything wrong with them. Even if they're not bringing you back to love bombing as much as you want. So you're knocking yourself out, and eventually, yes, many times they have a discard in mind. So a lot of times it leads to, and you're thrown out anyway. I've heard it so many times. Please don't think it's you. The longer you stayed, the more you did. So your everything is a bigger list, right? Some of you remained 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. You have a bigger list, so you said, I did everything for him. I believe you. I believe you. I do. And they threw you out anyway. It's what the parameter that you set from now on that counts. So you're not going to do that again. You're not going to allow somebody to lead you to that point. You will. Now, see, I didn't knock myself out in some ways, though, with my narcissist. I saved a little bit. Like, I was like, you want to cook every meal every night? Go right ahead. You want to mop? Go right ahead. Because I told you we did COVID for 4 months here. And I allowed it to be that, yeah, go ahead. Pamper me, head to go right ahead. But I was bargaining things, and I was also knocking myself out. You want to look nice. You want to do this and that. I mean, just keep an eye on it. I don't want you to get hooked into that. Because the more that you give, to get back to what I was saying, 45 seconds, and then I lost my train of thought, the bigger your thing is going to be when you say, my God, why did I do that? My God, why did I have to go that far away? Oh, I could have stopped there. That was nice enough, but no, I have to do. Take a look at what you're doing. I don't mean tit for tat. That's not what I mean. You want to do good things for people? I believe in that. I believe in it for energy, for karma, for all of those reasons. But if you're knocking yourself out doing everything, thinking it'll make him change, stop his behavior, not throw you out, not discard you, it may prolong your discard, but he's not going to change and you're going to be living the same life. So you know what? If you can't leave, at least stop knocking yourself out. Do what you need to do to take care of your home, your family, if you have, but keep an eye on that, because it can quickly chip away at you and you're left with nothing and you're exhausted and drained and then gets discarded. It's not good. I know this sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.